Now at 10, the Pittsburgh community came together with the Mirza Shriners for a fun day outside with activities and food. Plus, four-staters got to show off their bowling skills in the four-state open bowling tournament. And the Parsons Elks Lodge held St. Patrick's festivities for the whole city.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Cale Chapman. Today, the Parsons Elks Lodge hosted a parade to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with the whole community. The parade took place this afternoon and made its way down Main Street. Festivities went all day with a 5K walk and run, poker night, a biscuits and gravy breakfast, and the St. Patrick's Church 150th celebration. The lodge started the weekend on Friday with a Best Dressed Lad and Lassie contest.
You know, in all small towns, you know, things die a little bit, you know, after, you know, the elders have gone, but we got to carry on the traditions. Hope that we got, you know, we instill that in our kids to keep it going too. So that's what we try to do.
The lodge plans to celebrate again next year. Family, fun, and fellowship is one thing the Pittsburgh Mirza Shriners love to do. KOAM's Carrie Worthen has more on that story.
We never just have a fun day, so we wanted to have a fun day and let the kids come in and be kids.
Mirza Shriners in Pittsburgh host their second annual Family Night Out. The Mirza Shriners host fundraisers to raise money to support children in need.
We do so much for ourselves. I said, let's do something for the kids. And that's what we've done. That's how we got it started.
We have volunteers on their own time on a Saturday afternoon during spring break that with the face painter, the clowns that are tying balloons, all came free of charge, not charging for the kids, and they're not charging us. And so it's just volunteers having fun and helping kids.
Face painting, balloon animals, and food was just some of the fun, along with a money pit for kids or adults.
I enjoy being a kid too. We have a pit full of confetti that we're going to throw a bunch of quarters in later and let the kids dig for them. I might be in there with them. I don't know. It might be fun. I enjoy being a kid just as much as the rest of them.
This brotherhood is all about fellowship, family, and fun.
Well, I mean, if anybody knows about Shriners, that's what we do anyhow, is we take care of the kids in our hospitals and our care facilities. So why not continue and do more things for them? And that's why my wife's saying this year is that she believes every child needs a guardian angel. And that's what we like to do. We like to look out for them.
A shrine in general takes energy. You've got to want to be a part of things. You've got to want to be involved and want to do for someone else.
In Pittsburgh, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
There are 21 hospitals nationwide in the Shriners organization. The four-state open bowling tournament kicked off its 62nd season today at Holiday Lanes in Pittsburgh. Over 200 teams of 5 are competing for this year's top spot. The higher the team or individual bowler places, the more money they will be awarded at the end of the season. The tournament will run every weekend from now until May 7th, but will take a break for Easter.
I think bowling overall has kind of dropped down, but I noticed now the younger kids are getting back involved with it, and that's good for the sport. And Holiday Lanes does a super job of being open and being prepared for this stuff, and so we enjoy it. And I just hope it keeps going.
You can find more information about this year's tournament on the Holiday Lanes website. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now for a first look at the weather.
All right, thank you very much, Cale. It's been a beautiful day, a little bit on the chilly side, especially for March. Radar is clear right now, but that's going to change in our forecast. But over the last 36 hours, it's felt more like December instead of March, with a high yesterday in the mid-40s. Then we dropped down into the mid-20s this morning, and we struggled to get into the mid-30s today despite all the sunshine. And we're going to see temperatures dropping all the way through the 20s into the teens by tomorrow morning. The record for tomorrow morning is 13, and we're going to be pretty close to that. So looking down the lane, we have near record lows tonight. Sunshine on your Sunday, windy on Monday. That increases the fire danger. But then some rain comes in on Tuesday, and we'll tell you all about that coming up in just a little while.
All right, thank you, Sam. Former President Donald Trump says he believes he will be arrested on Tuesday as part of a hush money investigation by Manhattan's district attorney. An attorney for Trump said this is speculation from the former president. Meanwhile, Trump's campaign announced he will hold a rally next Saturday in Waco, Texas.
Former President Donald Trump posted on his social media blog that he'll be arrested on Tuesday and called for protests. He wrote that illegal leaks from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office indicate that the far and away leading Republican candidate and former President of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. A New York grand jury is weighing an indictment of the former president in a case examining hush money paid to women who alleged sexual encounters with him. Trump has denied all wrongdoing. At a conservative forum Saturday, Senator Lindsey Graham said if he were Trump, he would take the matter to the Supreme Court.
So I think this is an effort that's ongoing, never ending, to destroy Donald Trump.
Former Vice President Mike Pence answered questions about the case.
The idea of indicting a former president of the United States is deeply troubling to me, as it is to tens of millions of Americans, and particularly happening in what appears to be a politically charged environment.
An attorney for Trump told CBS News the former president's comments about an imminent arrest are speculation. A Trump spokesperson said, in part, there has been no notification other than illegal leaks from the Justice Department and the DA's office. The spokesperson said President Trump is rightfully highlighting his innocence and the weaponization of our injustice system. In a tweet, Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy called the potential indictment an outrageous abuse of power by a radical DA. He said he's directing relevant committees to investigate if federal funds are being used to, quote, subvert our democracy by interfering in elections with politically motivated prosecutions. In a statement, former Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the grand jury's consideration of this case makes clear no one is above the law, not even a former president of the United States. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Citing 4 law enforcement officials, the Associated Press is reporting that law enforcement officers in New York are making security preparations for the possibility that former President Trump could be indicted in the coming weeks and appear in a Manhattan court. Coming up, an arrest warrant has been issued for Russian President Vladimir Putin by the International Criminal Court. Plus, a 6.8 magnitude earthquake has claimed several lives and caused massive property damage in Ecuador. The International Criminal Court at The Hague has issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin for war crimes, implicating him in the abduction of thousands of Ukrainian children during the war. Russia has repeatedly denied the accusations, saying it's rescuing the children. The country does not recognize the ICC's jurisdiction. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavidez reports.
He's clearly committed war crimes.
President Biden reacting to the arrest warrant issued for Russian President Vladimir Putin by the International Criminal Court at The Hague. The ICC accused Putin and Maria Lvova-Belova, the country's commissioner of children's rights, of war crimes. The court says Russia is kidnapping Ukrainian children and re-educating them as Russians. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky said so far only 300 children have been returned out of more than 16,000 cases. Russian propaganda claims they're saving them. Watch as this family is reunited. They were apart for 4 months. These Ukrainian children were taken by Russia after being trapped in occupied territory. Olga Lopatkina is their mother. Every day they turn the children against us, she says, adding that Russia told them, your parents abandoned you. You probably do not need such parents. Here you will have a better life.
The ICC is doing its part of work. As a court of law, the judges issued arrest warrants. Their execution depends on international cooperation.
Moscow does not recognize the court's authority and denied allegations. Putin will not be arrested if he stays in Russia, but if he travels to any of the 123 countries that are members of the International Criminal Court, international law dictates the country must arrest him. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
The move by the ICC comes as China confirmed President Xi Jinping will travel to Russia to meet with Putin on Monday in the first summit since the war began. Beijing has proposed a ceasefire, which the White House dismissed. A deal allowing the export of Ukrainian grain from Black Sea ports that was due to expire today has been renewed. Turkey's President Tayyip Erdogan said, while a Ukrainian government minister said the extension had been agreed for 120 days. The UN, Turkey, and Ukraine wanted a 120-day renewal. Russia only agreed to 60 days, demanding that the European Union, United States, and Britain ease sanctions on the supply chain of the Russian agricultural sector if they want the Black Sea Pact to be further extended beyond May 18th. Damaged buildings and rubble covered streets in the city of Pasaje today after a 6.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Ecuador's southern coastal region. At least 4 people were killed. The Secretariat of Risk Management said in a statement that 1 person died in the city of Cuenca after the collapse of a facade fell onto a vehicle. 3 others died in the town of Macala. Authorities said the earthquake did not appear likely to generate a tsunami. A little later, emergency crews in Arizona saved stuck travelers from floodwaters.
And how low can you go? Well, we're going to find out in our forecast when we come back from the break, so stay tuned. Well, friends, spring is right around the corner, but you wouldn't know it over the last few days with temperatures well below normal, and we're going to see that again tonight. Right now in Indigo Sky Casino and Resort in Seneca, Missouri, clear skies, and temperatures are falling through the 30s, and we're going to be dropping down into the teens, even some single digits, if you can believe that, in parts of our area. This afternoon, we made it up to 37 after starting out at a chilly 24, which of course was well below the normals of 61 and 38. The record's 83 and 18, so we were only 6 degrees away from the record this morning, and the record for tomorrow morning is 13, and we're going to be pretty close to that. Radar right now is all clear, and it's going to stay that way for at least another 24 to 36 hours, and then we start to see some changes. High clouds across Texas today, but that is about it as far as the southern plains. We are watching the next storm system on the west coast. That's moving towards us, and it'll take a couple of days before it gets here. In the meantime, we're going to be dealing with more winter-like weather with temperatures in the 20s. Look at this, 20 degrees pretty much everywhere. A few exceptions, no water 31, 32 in Grove, same thing in Jay, but light northerly winds, but it's already down to 24 in Iola, and we're about 10 degrees colder tonight than we were last night. So we're definitely on the wrong side of the temperature scale as far as that goes. Right now, when you factor in the wind, it even feels colder, generally in the mid-teens up to the north, like in Yates Center and Iola with 18, 17 in Fort Scott, 19 in Mount Vernon, and by tomorrow morning, it's going to feel like it's in the single digits in Aurora with 8, 13 in Chanute, 12 in Iola, and 12 in Joplin, and temperatures are not going to be that far behind. You can see the dew points are in the single digits in places like Neodesha with 6, so we have an extremely dry air mass in place, light winds and clear skies. That's going to allow the temperature to drop to these near record levels by tomorrow morning. Right now it's 27 in Joplin, feels like 19. The dew point is a bone dry 12, and in Pittsburgh it's 27 degrees with a calm wind, so at least it feels like 27, and a dew point of 13 on the hour. Winds are going to be decreasing tonight, and then as we head into Monday, the winds are going to dramatically increase with speeds close to 50 miles per hour, so the fire danger is going to be very high on Monday with low humidities and warmer temperatures, but the winds are going to be a factor as far as that goes. Temperatures tonight in the teens for the most part everywhere, with a few single digits like in Garnett with 9, 14 in Fort Scott, 15 in Lamar with light and variable winds. Then tomorrow, we'll see temperatures warming into the upper 30s to lower 40s with southwesterly winds. Then as we go into Monday morning, not as cold, but still below normal with lows in the mid-20s. And then Monday afternoon, highs in the mid-50s with those strong south winds. And then as we go into Tuesday, we'll start to see the showers coming back into our forecast with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Over the next 7 days, 42 tomorrow, fire danger high on Monday with those winds. And then rain comes in on Tuesday, Wednesday, right on through Thursday. And then next weekend, still up in the air exactly what's going to happen, but right now we're going to go with 60s and a little bit of showers on Sunday morning. But a little bit of a roller coaster, but at least we're heading in the right direction with spring starting on Monday.
Yeah, and it looks like I'm going to have to bust out my umbrella or my
Yeah,
jacket.
you're going to need it handy for the next few days. Yep.
Oh, well, there we go.
All right.
All right, well, thank you, Sam. Emergency crews have rescued 2 people stuck in the Salt River on Friday night. Investigators say the victims were stuck in waist-deep water near 91st and Southern Avenues. Crews from Gila River, Phoenix, Goodyear, and Tolleson were out helping with the rescue. According to Phoenix Fire Captain Todd Keller, the couple got stuck on top of their car, and because of how fast the water was rushing, they weren't able to get off of the car's roof. However, crews were able to use a helicopter to get the two safely out of the water. Still ahead, the Carl Junction girls are in the Class 5 state championship game tonight, looking for their state title. And we'll see what the St. Louis Cardinals did during their game earlier this afternoon. All that coming up next.
Well, the Carl Junction girls basketball team has a chance to win their first ever state championship tonight in Springfield. The Bulldogs face Lutheran St. Charles Cougars this evening in the Missouri Class 5 state title game. Carl Junction enters the night with a 30-1 overall record, and they have won 25 games in a row. Tonight, the Bulldogs fall just short once again, 44-39. Lutheran St. Charles wins the Class 5 state title. Well, last time the Kansas Jayhawks coach Bill Self coached in the game for KU was 2 weeks ago from today. The Jayhawks won 3 of their last 4 games without Coach Self, and they need to make in order to make another Sweet 16 appearance, they only need to beat the 8-seeded Arkansas Razorbacks. Fortunately, we were unable to show you those highlights due to NCAA guidelines in the game that was just an absolute classic. The Arkansas Razorbacks stunned the defending national champion Kansas Jayhawks. Arkansas wins it 72-71. Jalen Wilson led the way for the Jayhawks with 20 points and 4 rebounds. That just wasn't enough. Missed some crucial free throws down the stretch. Kansas was 47-0 all-time in NCAA tournament games. It went up by 8 points at halftime. Until today, the Razorbacks will go on to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd year in a row. They will head west to Las Vegas to play the winner between St. Mary's and UConn. In the South region, the Missouri Tigers were also in action today in against one of many Cinderella teams of the tournament against the 15-seeded Princeton Tigers. Mizzou was just not in rhythm today. They are the latest victim to be in an upset, losing 78-63. DeAndre Golson led the way for Mizzou with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Tigers, however, Dennis Gates was very successful in his first season with Mizzou, finishing with a 25-10 overall record. Only Frank Haith finished with a better record. Both of those coaches ended their season losing to a 15 seed in the NCAA tournament. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals are less than 2 weeks away from opening day at Busch Stadium. St. Louis is trying to put the finishing touches on their spring training season with a tune-up game earlier this afternoon. Taking on the Detroit Tigers in Jupiter, Florida, Cards number 6 prospect Matthew Liberatore dealing for St. Louis. First inning strikes out Zach Short looking. Top of the second, Eric Haas whiffs on that one. Liberatore goes 5 innings with 5 strikeouts. Bottom of the second, no score. Alec Burleson shoots one up the middle into center field. Wilson Contreras scores. Cardinals up 1-0. 5th inning now. 3-0 Cards until Spencer Torkelson goes opposite field, and that one is not coming back. That makes it a 3-1 ball game. 7th inning now, Cardinals up 6-4 as we see Dylan Carlson step up to the plate and see you later with a 3-run homer. Carlson will finish the day going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2-run homer. Cards win it 8-4.
Ball game.
Kansas City Royals were also in action, spring training, playing at Red Rock Canyon in Las Vegas. 2nd inning, 3-0 Royals till Kyle Isbell rips one down the right field line, RBI double. KC up 4-0. 5th inning now, Royals lead it 4-1 as Isbell is there again. Line drive, base hit, beautiful swing. Gets the Royals to make it a 5-1 game. Still in the 5th now, Franmil Reyes will come up to the plate. And boy, this is a big man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called grown man strength. Big, deep home run into right center field, and the boys in blue would get the job done. They win it 8-5 over the Rockies in Las Vegas. So that will be it with sports. We'll be back right after this.
March is Women's History Month, and a Michigan auto plant is putting on a special display to celebrate. Chris Walker has a story from Detroit where women are rolling up their sleeves to help keep the Motor City moving.
It doesn't always take a man to do the heavy lifting. These women are carrying the load in the tool and die department, and they don't mind breaking a sweat to get the job done.
Women need to be in skilled trades.
Tool and die, dying trade. Not many people are getting into it anymore. They'd rather be tech savvy. Well, without tool and die, you don't have washer and dryers. You don't have microwave frames. You don't have you don't have cars. You don't have trucks. You don't have a lot of things.
The spirit of Rosie the Riveter is alive and well on the floors of the Ford Woodhaven stamping plant. The iconic character was used in a campaign to represent women taking on factory jobs during World War II to replace men who went to combat.
And it opened up a whole new demographic for women in the workforce.
Cassandra Valentine is leading the charge at the plant to honor women in skilled trades. She created a display showing women from the World War II era working production, in contrast to today's women taking on similar roles.
Try to show that women are doing the jobs that men were doing many years ago, and we're more than capable.
Valentine says she wants to motivate young girls to explore the world of manufacturing and consider it as a career option.
I run machines. I work on lathes, mills, anything like that. It's a pride, it's a passion. It's okay to get your hands dirty. It's okay to drive a high-low. It's okay to be a welder. It's okay to run production because it pays the bills.
Reporting in Woodhaven, Chris Walker, CBS News Detroit.
Pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. Getting into the spirit.
Near record lows tonight. Temperatures in the teens for the most part, and then tomorrow 42. Windy on Monday with 57. Rain starts to move in on Tuesday, right on through Friday. And the next weekend is still kind of questionable. We'll have to update the forecast as more data comes in. But right now we're going to go with highs in the 60s and then a little bit cooler on Monday after that. So not too bad of a forecast. Could be worse.
Yeah, not too bad. A little wet, but other than that, I'll take it.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. Well, thank you, Sam. That's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.